So yeah, I'll do an in-depth video some other time. Really an in-depth video because, of course, I'm just doing this to get a video out. The original plan was to make this an in-depth video, but of course, stuff happens, in the YouTube game. So the interior of the shell, the back it's still got hints of green in it. I plan to fix the rust all up in the front so that I can actually read the stamping. The whole plan for the helmet in general is to fix and make it look good without changing anything. I'm not gonna do any repainting or anything. I'm just gonna get rid of the rust, maybe stitch up this issue here, because I'm really scared of that, and clean up this liner band a little. So one thing I think is really interesting. Oh, hold up. So I should compare these two. This is my first ever M1 helmet. Vietnam airliner with a Canadian 70 shell. Got them both at the same flea market, actually. The liner was much lighter. So later M1 helmets actually are a little taller, a little broader, and have a steeper and longer dip. The dill in the front, where it comes down like this. Unfortunately, because you can't see it, Canadian shells, even in the 70s, they didn't change much. For, I don't know, American shells, they really went through a couple changes. You can tell this is a 70s shell because, look at it, look at the chin strap. Okay. I hope you guys, first of all, I really hope you enjoyed the intro. The intro took like 30 seconds to make, okay? So, I'm not going to be really into this video right now because, I kid you not, this is not a joke. This is the third time I've had to record this entire video. I've had to drop this thing of taco sauce 3 times for the beginning bit of this video. My grandpa's police riot helmet. So this is my grandpa's police riot helmet. He is Unit 409. This is an early M1 helmet that has hints of the original green paint, the OD green, that was painted gray because M1 helmets became surplus after the war, and so many police departments decided, hey, let's pick those up. How about we do that? Yeah. So that's usually. Okay, so this right here, liner. Check it out. That's pretty cool, I guess. Hold on a second. I'm just trying to produce this video as fast as possible. So that's kind of my thing. I'm gonna drop something over here. So what I plan to do is, obviously the inside is not well done. I'll do another, if you guys want me to, I'll do another in-depth video on this some other time. When I feel okay. Now one thing you're probably wondering is, Ashton, why is this helmet gray? Why is it gray? It's obviously it's an early helmet, by the way the chin strap is set up and everything. But there actually is green paint underneath this gray coat. And you're probably asking, well, what's going on here? And that is what I have come to answer. This is not just any M1 helmet. This belonged to my grandfather. My grandfather was part of the Fairborn Police Department, where I live, for a while. He was a great officer, and he was in. So he was serving around the time, a lot of these helmets, were becoming surplus because Korea and World War II had just ended, and we were at a time where Jeeps were being sold for like $90. So yeah, and so one thing is, a lot of police departments did this actually. They bought these helmets, like the Fairborn Police Department did, and they used them for riot control. Yes, this was my grandfather's police riot helmet, and there's a special stamp on the back. It says Unit 409. That is my grandfather's police unit number. So, yeah. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take out the liner, actually. The liner is actually still green. I still don't know much about the helmet itself, much about the liner or the helmet. I'm still in the process of dating it. So, it's still green. You're probably, wondering what's this stuff going on here. Well, my grandmother, she owned this helmet, and what happened is, my cousin, who is, I believe, 25 at the moment, he had this stored in the garage for a while because he lived with her, and I don't want to. He didn't do anything wrong, but this helmet was not stored correctly, which is not bad. That can be fixed. So that is the liner. The inside is actually, it's actually pretty bad in there. Let me turn on my torch. The inside tells a kind of bad story. There is what's left of leather in here. There's part of the headband. There's the nape. There's the nape band right there. With there's rusting where the pins are. And there's supposed to be a string, looping but into these 3 sections, so that you can elevate, how you want your head to sit, since it's a one-size-fits-all. And now it's time to show you the actual shell. So yeah, I'll do an in-depth video some other time. Really an in-depth video because, of course, I'm just doing this to get a video out. The original plan was to make this an in-depth video, but of course, stuff happens, in the YouTube game. So the interior of the shell, the back it's still got hints of green in it. I plan to fix the rust all up in the front so that I can actually read the stamping. The whole plan for the helmet in general is to fix and make it look good without changing anything. I'm not gonna do any repainting or anything. I'm just gonna get rid of the rust, maybe stitch up this issue here, because I'm really scared of that, and clean up this liner band a little. And I actually went to a flea market recently and picked this up. Not a flea market, an antique mall. 1956. Westinghouse Electric Company. I know nothing about this. I don't even, like, I know nothing about this liner. Like, I don't even know, like, what type of liner this is. I've never seen this before. If you guys have any information, please help a brother out. And as the great critical, the good YouTuber that I very, very enjoy watching, says at the end of every single YouTube video that he has ever produced, that's it, see ya. Also, really quickly before this video ends, if this video seems a little like, weirdly timed out, different sections, or maybe some sections are repeating in a certain sense, like, like the same concept different times, like maybe looking inside the liner may repeat itself. Different sections, like the same, not the exact same, but, different segments. Some of the segments near the end are actually clips of the original 2 videos, so don't pay too much attention to those. This is just to get a video out right now. I've actually got to do something in a little bit, so I've got more videos coming, a more in-depth video on the helmet, Polish Adrian. Sacrifice!